and it's going to sound kind of nefarious, but how do we manipulate human behavior so that people behave the way we want them to?
There are a certain number of people that need some sort of off-the-shelf ethics package. But if you have this
Right.
woke stuff out there telling people that there's not any opportunity when there really is and they just can't see it, then that's a bad ethics
Right.
package.
And the point of contention is, are they right that there is no opportunity, or are they wrong? All right, a smart way to go would be, and it's going to sound kind of nefarious, but how do we manipulate human behavior so that people behave the way we want them to?
Ethics, I would say. I think that's the
Right.
that's the point.
Yeah, but how do you disseminate these ethics? Like I just see that actual concrete policies affect people's lives way more than like how do you disseminate these ethics? Well, religion. Well, religion has been hegemonic, for thousands of years. I mean, what are we talking about when we say religion? Like, what are we going to start doing differently, policy wise, in order to get people to A, believe in God, B, believe in a specific God, C, behave, in the way that we think that religion promotes. I mean, like we talk about Chicago, as someone who grew up in Chicago, these communities, they all have churches, on every corner. I don't know what's going on, as far as religion goes, but I know the statistics are that they're not atheists,
Yeah.
I'm not for
Like
actively
I was saying, atheism, I think, is a reasoned position, right?
I'm not for actively encouraging it. I'm not for actively discouraging it, especially where it's effective.
I should delete my channel.
No. Well,
right.
I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but no, I've come to my position that I think there are a certain number of people that need some sort of off-the-shelf ethics package. And I think that the old anti-theist idea that people can come to their own ethics intuitively is wrong. I think people copy other people. There's all these shortcuts that we do in human behavior. And we adopt the ethics that's kind of the ethics that's going around. I think that's really the reason why this woke stuff has gotten so popular, because in a time when religion or Christianity in particular in the United States was like the popular ethic, people would just adopt it off the shelf. And even when you got older, you would still intuitively understand the ethics of Christianity. You're in a particularly different situation, John, because you were raised secular, but you were still raised in a community that was very religious. So I'm sure you picked it up at school. I'm sure you had kids that told you, I believe in God. This is the way we do things. So you were kind of just, to use the old atheist term, indoctrinated into it unwillingly, even though you were fighting against it. I'm just not necessarily sure that it's a bad thing, because I'm a firm believer in the evolutionary process. And I think that these religions are somehow serving the betterment of the culture, because they continue to exist. They continue to persist. Now, the stuff where I'm skeptical about the woke religion is because it's brand new. It's never been tested. It's like the old prohibition thing that you brought up. We tried prohibition. It was a new idea. It was like, we have this problem, men are beating their wives, they're getting drunk, and they're creating a lot of violence in the home. Let's try to solve that problem by making drinking illegal. That was a new ethical attachment that people tried, and the law of unforeseen consequences stepped in, and we discovered, hey, with this ethic, things are even worse. So we changed it back again. So we're kind of changing around our ethics constantly. I don't know that. I think people, a certain number of people, just believe in God intuitively. So I'm not in favor of like tricking people, like you say, to believe in God. But if people come to those conclusions, like my question is, in a best case scenario, best case for me, just because I'm an atheist, and like Sargon said in the video response to you, I can't believe, like, that ship has sailed. Like, I'm not a believer. But I wish that there was something, like, I very much, a lot of my fans, go A team, we're like atheists for Jesus. Like, we were all raised Christian. We don't necessarily believe it, but we have an attitude towards it that's very much like Christmas. You know, I grew up like everyone else tended to grow up in America, thinking, you know, a fat man came down the chimney once a year and gave us goodies. And that fostered generosity inside me that I kind of live by intuitively, even though I don't believe any of that stuff anymore. But I kind of wish there was something like that for Christianity too, because I mean, I grew up with Jesus being a superhero, right? He's a superhero in the same way that Superman is a superhero, right? He turns the other cheek, you know, he fights for the underdog, you know, he does all the things that we need to think of intuitively as ethics. I don't know that the woke stuff puts that into the culture at all. I think it actually puts the opposite into the culture. It tells people, you know, people are going to try to fuck you over, and you have to fuck them over before they fuck you over. It feels like that's the kind of woke.
Black Panther, man. Black Panther is sorry to interrupt, but there's a great example in the film of Black Panther. No, yes, it's totally the woke ethic.
Really?
It's the idea that, yeah, of course, Black Panther's a massively woke film, you know, and it was a huge cultural phenomenon in the black community. But what are the lessons being learned, right? Look at what Superman taught, like, generations of young, like, I guess we'll just say white, right? It taught them to go after truth, justice, and the American way, right? That's it, totally noble, totally wholesome. Black Panther teaches you get power by fighting.
Yeah,
you will fight for your power. That's bad messaging, man. That's not the kind of superhero example that I would like to see. And like you say, Jesus is like a moral superhero. He's turning the other cheek, you know, he's forgiving his enemies, and he's loving his neighbor as himself. These are wholesome values that even if you're not a Christian, I bet you still live by them. You know, I still live by similar ethics. You know, I think that humans have got innate value, but there are definitely communities that don't seem to think that humans have innate value.
Yeah,
and they definitely think that you fight to get what you got. You know.
Go ahead, John.
We only recently though have we've seen a major decline in like anti gay bigotry from the Christians. Like Christianity historically has been very much against gay people. Right. So we didn't see like a positive role model in that aspect. And as that anti-gay sentiment continues to dissipate, where do we see that coming from the religion itself, or a resistance to the religion?
Sorry, I missed the question there. Say it again, please.
Like this anti-gay sentiment, like
that's Abrahamic.
Right.
Are you saying it's dissipating in religion, and that's a good thing? I mean, I see that a lot. I see a lot of Christians being upset that people are accusing them of being anti-gay when they don't really conceptualize themselves.
Right. I think that it is definitely better now than it used to be, but I don't see that as a consequence of the religion. I don't think the religion has caused that. I think resistance to the religion has helped cause that.
I agree. Especially in America, where religions really can't force anybody to become members. So they have to entice people to become members. And you really can't get into the real dastardly stuff if you're going to entice people. Everyone wants to focus on the Westboro Baptist Church, but I think, what do they have, like 25 members? Like, if you're going to be out there promoting hate, I think in this environment, it's really hard to get people to sign up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
sorry,
go ahead, John.
Oh, so I'm just using this as an example as to why Christianity hasn't always been like this positive role model type aspect, especially when you have people who use religion to not actually promote the ethics of the religion, but to promote their interpretation of it, which just so happens to coincide with what they want it to. Like, there's people who both believe in Jesus as their Lord and Savior 100%, and they'll be like at total opposite ends of the political spectrum. Kill the gays versus love the gays. It's and they both believe in the same guy as their central figure.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I think you're absolutely right about, and I'm going to try and paraphrase, but essentially the moral excuses people make for themselves, the moral permissiveness. They think, well, I've preached the good word. As I'm a preacher, I've told 1,000 people to be good Christians, so it's forgivable if I'm not a good Christian for a day or something, right? Like, Adam, you've got loads of psychology stuff about this, where people give themselves moral license to do things.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't surprise me.
I think the three of us, John, myself, and Sitch all believe that the material conditions come first, and that religion is a way to justify your behavior in light of those material conditions. My problem is, like, the material conditions could be, well, no, I guess it's really an opportunity thing, because if you're in bad material conditions, but there's an opportunity for you to escape those material conditions, that's great. That's what we want. That's like the American dream. But if you have this woke stuff out there telling people that there's not any opportunity when there really is, and they just can't see it, then that's a bad ethics package.
And the point of contention is, are they right that there is no opportunity, or are they wrong and there actually is an opportunity? I think that's where the actual point of contention is, and not that they're racists who think that black people are less capable.
Correct. Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show, and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.